Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just Mr. Vicka, the warrior, hanging out outside, and figured we'd just film a quick video to show you what all-in's going to look like here at Fairview High School and Mayer Middle School. So come on in. So the drop-off and pickup procedures will stay the same as they were in hybrid. So everyone's going to drop off and pick up their students on the north side of the building. They'll enter through the doors on the north side of the building and come through the vestibule near the athletic wing. And when you enter, you will see Mr. Hill, our security officer. Mr. Hill is going to be doing mask checks for everyone as they enter the building, and if you happen to forget a mask, it's not that big of a deal. Mr. Hill has extra masks for all students. It's really important that everyone in the building does wear a mask and that we keep everyone as safe as we possibly can. So our secretaries are behind plexiglass shields and wearing masks at all times. Our custodians are wearing masks at all times. Everyone in the school counseling office is wearing a mask. When you enter the building, we have made some changes from the first time that we were in hybrid mode, which was prior to Thanksgiving. One of the things that we had in place was one-way hallways. We really assessed how those worked the first time around and realized that our traffic flow was not as crowded as we thought it originally was going to be. So we've done away with one-way hallways in hybrid number 2, and we will continue to no longer have one-way hallways in all-in. We're confident that traffic flow will be moving and we will not have backups in the hallway. All of our students and mascots will be wearing masks. And again, we will have staff available to keep the traffic moving and try to distance kids the best we can in the hallways as they move from one classroom to the next. Oh, son, we're not going to be using lockers in all-in. To help the flow of traffic in the hallways, we decided to not use lockers for the remainder of the school year. Students should know that up front and carry with them what they need. All right, so what you see in this classroom is how the classrooms will typically be set up. I mean, each classroom at Fairview High School and Mayer Middle School is a different size and different setup, but traditionally we have about 14 tables in each classroom. So what we've done is provided dividers for every student that are on all the tables. We will try to do our best to have one student at a table, but sometimes there will need to be 2 students, so we've kind of represented in the back here what that will look like. Other things to notice is that all of our students are wearing masks and they will be required to wear masks at all times. Our teacher over here, Mr. Zimnick, is also going to wear his mask throughout the entire class period. You can see that we have a hand sanitizer station in every classroom as well. And teachers have also been provided spray bottles with sanitizer in them to wipe down the tables and dividers in between classes. So students will be eating their lunch in the cafeteria. So students wishing to get a lunch from our cafeteria will come into the new cafeteria lunch line area, which is actually going to remain as a one-way space. So our student can come in, they'll be handed his or her lunch by our lovely cafeteria staff. And if you'll notice, they are masked and wearing gloves as well. And then they will head out into the cafeteria. So once your student has their lunch, they can go ahead and go back into the cafeteria space and take a seat. If you notice in the cafeteria, we provided, again, the divider shields. Once the student is seated, they can take their mask off, as our student has done here, and begin to eat their lunch. When students are done eating their lunch, they will clean their own space using a disposable disinfectant wipe. When their area is clean, they will put their mask back on and they will throw that wipe away before they leave. Throw that wipe away before you leave. We're using the cafeteria space not only for lunch periods, but also for study halls. So in between all of the lunch periods and study halls, we actually have our monitor here, Mr. Ranch, also our head football coach, here with the electrostatic sprayer, which sprays a institutional disinfectant. So we'll show you how this works. One of the topics you hear in the news all the time about schools opening up is having the correct HVAC system running in a school and that circulation of air. So I've actually asked our Director of Operations for the district, Mr. Mike Matthews, to join me in this video to talk about our new HVAC system at the school and really kind of walk you through what we have in terms of air filtration. So Mike, take it away.
Thank you. Yeah, so we're actually very fortunate with the renovation and the support of our community. We have a whole new HVAC system in here that more than adequately equips our classrooms with clean airspace. The way it does that, the current air sitting in this classroom is drawn up into the system here through this grate, where it enters into another chamber that brings fresh air into it. At that point, it goes into a system on the roof. That roof system actually has 5 filters that air will pass through. Look like this. This is a MERV 13 filter. That's a foot wide. So it's going to go through 5 feet of filtration before it even enters back here into the classroom. When it gets to that classroom, it's actually going to exit out at this output here, and it's going to actually go through a 6th filter. So the air we are producing in here, not only does it get a good quantity of fresh air mixed in before it comes back to the classroom, but it's essentially going through 6 different levels of filtration, at really the highest level of filtration that's available to us in an institution. So we can feel confident and safe that our kids are getting good, fresh, recycled air filtered all the way through.
Our attendance office is open. We're going to utilize the closed attendance window. Ms. Lockwood can still hear me, so you can communicate with Ms. Lockwood when you come in if you need to attend, if you need something from attendance, and she's here for you. One of the other things that we've always been used to in school buildings are water fountains. Water fountains are obviously not a great thing right now, so we've put bags over them with zip ties so that people should not and cannot use the water fountains. But the bottle filler accessory is still able to be used. So students who feel that they'll need some water during the day beyond what they can get in the cafeteria can bring their own reusable water bottle and still use the bottle filler. I've received some questions about courses where masks can't be worn, and a great example of that is band and choir. So I've been working with Mr. C and Mrs. Karliak to really talk about what's the best possible scenario so that those courses can move forward and kids feel comfortable learning and performing in those spaces. So we're actually in the band room right now, and as you can see, Mr. Sabolskis has done a nice job of spacing out the kids. We're looking at the sizes of all the classes and really making a determination that if a class is too big to fit inside the actual band room, we're going to move those classes to a larger space like the gym or the stage in the auditorium. Same thing will happen with choir. I hope everyone enjoyed our video. Here at Fairview High School, we really are dedicated to keeping everyone safe and having a good time when they return back to school all in.